Finding a piece of furniture that actually fits into a hallway without making the space feel like a cramped obstacle course is surprisingly difficult. Most options are either way too bulky, or they look like they belong in a college dorm. This Rochester console table from Winsome hits a bit of a sweet spot. It has that traditional shaker-style look that doesn't try too hard to be trendy, which is honestly a relief. The antique walnut finish has a nice depth to it, and the way the square legs taper toward the floor gives it a much lighter, more intentional silhouette than a standard blocky table. It sits at 29 inches high, which is just about perfect for a spot under a mirror or a piece of wall art. Now, the build is a mix of solid and composite wood. You can tell it isn't a solid slab of heavy oak, but for a piece that's meant to hold keys, a lamp, or maybe a few books, it feels plenty sturdy. It's rated for about 75 pounds, so you aren't going to be putting a massive aquarium on it, but for everyday entryway duty, it's more than capable. The drawer is a nice touch, too. It's not huge, but it's deep enough to hide away those random bits of clutter that usually end up on the counter. The brushed nickel hardware is a subtle detail, but it adds a little bit of contrast against the dark wood that keeps the whole thing from looking too monochromatic. Assembly is one of those things that can go either way with flat-pack furniture, but this one is pretty straightforward. Everything you need is in the box, and the instructions don't require a degree in engineering to decipher. You'll have it together in a half hour if you aren't rushing. If there is a downside, it's that the finish can be a little sensitive to scratches if you're dragging heavy metal decor across it, so maybe keep some felt pads handy for whatever you decide to display. Also, because it's a composite blend, you'll want to be careful not to let water sit on the surface for too long. It's not a high-end heirloom piece that you'll pass down for generations, but for the price point, it's a solid, reliable workhorse that looks a lot more expensive than it actually is. It's one of those rare finds that just does exactly what it's supposed to do without any fuss or drama. If you need something functional that won't clash with your existing decor, this is a pretty safe bet. It's simple, it's clean, and it gets the job done.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.